back to my channel if you're new here. My name is Jacqueline and I make new videos every week on a whole variety of things, lifestyle, beauty, adventure, all sorts of fun stuff. And I upload every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturdays, so I hope you'll stick around and subscribe if you want to. But today we're going to talk about my favorite face masks. So I talked about in my last video that I love skincare. Obsessed. I spend most of my money on skincare. Just what I like. And I love face masks. I have a whole collection. I have a whole drawer full of different face masks. So I decided to round up my top 10 favorite face masks, that these are always like kind of my go-to. Now face masks, I do want to say, can't cure everything. They're just a great extra little boost to your skincare. If you want really good skin, definitely make sure you have a good skincare routine, and masks are part of that, but you're not just going to buy a mask and it's going to magically cure everything. But yeah, I'm just going to hop right in. So the first mask I'm going to talk about, I've talked about it before, you've seen it in my empties, and I talk about it a lot, is the Aztec Secret Indian Healing Clay. So this stuff is great. So it's a powder clay. Oh, the powders. And you can mix it with either water or apple cider vinegar. I love to mix it with apple cider vinegar. And recently I've been also mixing in a little bit of honey to it, because honey is a great antibacterial and it's also good for moisturizing. So sometimes this mask can get a little bit too harsh and too drying. So mixing the honey into it really helps bring back that moisture a little bit. But this is great if you have acne or if you have very oily skin. I have dry skin, but I do have some acne. So this is great if I feel like I'm breaking out a little bit. This is great, kind of just like pulls everything to the surface. I use this maybe once a week. I haven't used it in a little bit just because my skin has been purging, which is the last video I made, and I'll leave that up in the corner if you're curious about what skin purging is. And this can have that effect. It can make it actually worse sometimes. But when my skin's not being weird, this is one of my favorite go-to masks for detoxifying and to help get rid of the pimples. I always notice that if I use this mask the next day, my pimples always are a little bit smaller, a little bit flatter, and they just aren't quite as noticeable. So I love this, and it's super cheap. Is this the 1 pound tub, I think? Yeah, this is the 1 pound tub, and this will last you forever. I think my first tub lasted me 6-9 months, maybe. I don't know. I don't even remember when I bought this one, and I'm just about halfway done. But I don't even remember the last time I purchased this. So it's a great mask, a great price. You can find it at Target and on Amazon. Before, you could only find it on Amazon, but they do sell it at Target now, which is awesome. I've seen it in my Target before. So definitely always one of my favorites. Another one I talked about a lot, and these are some of my favorites. I love sheet masks. So I love the Tony Moly I'm whatever sheet masks, and I've recently also tried their layering ones. So these ones are very similar. These are both their lemon version for brightening. I love their hydrating ones too. Any ones that say moisturizing or hydrating or illuminating or brightening, those are the ones I kind of go for because that's what my skin usually needs. But they have a whole variety of them. I know they have ones for pore clearing and detoxifying and calming, lots of great stuff. But I love these sheet masks because they're fairly inexpensive. The original ones are, I think they're $3.75, and I think the layering ones are $4 or $5, I think. But either way, they're a really great price. And if you buy them at Ulta, I've talked about this before, they usually are on sale a lot of the time. So if you kind of wait for them to be, I think right now they're buy two. Well, I don't know if the sale's still going on when this video goes up, but last time I checked, they were buy two, get two free of select sheet masks. So it's a great way to get some sheet masks for really inexpensive. And I love these ones because the sheet isn't super thick and the packets are filled with serum. There's so much serum in these packets. So I always make sure that I kind of squeeze the packets out to get all the serum I can and put it on my face. I do want to remind you that with sheet masks, with cotton sheet masks or any fabric sheet masks, you want to make sure you're following the directions and not leaving it on longer than they tell you to, because sheet masks are great at putting the serum, like really pushing that serum into your skin, but if you leave them on too long, they can have the opposite effect, and the sheet mask can actually pull the serum back into itself, if that makes sense. It like reabsorbs it, and it's actually going to dry out your skin, and you're just undid everything you were trying to do. So definitely follow the instructions, but if you're looking for like a great inexpensive way to kind of start with sheet masks, these are a great choice. The Tony Moly ones are really, really nice. The other Tony Moly ones I like are a little bit more expensive, and they're a little different than the I'm Real ones, are the Master Lab ones. So once again, I have a brightening one. I also love their moisturizing one. They have a really good collagen one that I like. But what I like about these is they're a little bit thinner of a sheet mask, so they really fit the contours of your face really well. And you want to make sure that you're really getting all of it onto your face and there's no like white air pockets, because then the serum's not reaching your face. So these ones are really similar to the I'm Real ones, but I think they're just a little bit stepped up. They're a little bit more expensive, but they're still really great and really good, just like the other ones. Yeah, I mean, they're really similar to the I'm Real ones, but these ones are also great, and they're usually always included in that kind of sale. Then the other sheet mask I love, I've talked about this as well, it's always in my empties too, a lot of them, because they're really inexpensive, are the Neutrogena Hydro Boost Hydrogel masks. So these aren't fabric sheet masks, they're not cotton or any other type of fabric, these are gel masks. So these are nice to put on after your serum. So like I'll wash my face, tone, put on my serums, and then put this on top, and it kind of helps lock in all those extra serums and gives you that extra boost of moisture if your skin is feeling really, really dry. So right now I'm going through, like I said, that purging process, and I do have a couple really dry patches, so it's been nice to be able to put on my serums, put this on top, and it just gives me that extra boost of moisture. And I notice in the morning when I wake up, the patches aren't as bad anymore. This does come in two like separate parts. You have a bottom like mouth part and a top eye part. The only thing I don't like about this is it does tend to move around a little bit, so I kind of have to like lay straight back and put this on my face and just kind of like lay there with my head completely back, or else it kind of like slips and slides around. But once again, this is filled with a ton of good serum. Also, you can find these on sale just like the Tony Moly ones. I notice it also, there are a lot of times buy one get one 50% off, and they're already fairly inexpensive, so it's nice to buy a few. I always stock up whenever I see them on sale. I just think they're a really great little extra boost to your skincare if you need some extra hydration. I know they have a brightening one, and I think they have a detoxifying one. I've never tried any of those, but I love the moisture one, so I don't know. This is just always one of my favorites. And then the last kind of like sheet mask, individual masks I want to talk about are some eye masks. So I love these Skin Iceland Hydro Cool Firming Eye Gels. So these are gel little under eye patches, and they kind of have fabric on the front and a really nice cooling jelly sort of thing on the back. These aren't loaded in serum, they're not wet. But they're great. Like I like to use these before a big event, and they just really cool down the under eye area and kind of depuff and like kind of plump up the under eye so your fine lines aren't as bad. So like I use these before my wedding, so I put them on, did my eye makeup so I didn't have any fallout, took these off and continued with my makeup routine, my rest of my makeup for my wedding, and my under eyes looked great the whole day, and I really think these helped. I think they're a great first step in doing like your makeup or skincare routine if you have like a big event or something coming up. These are fairly expensive for how many you get, but they're usually in like the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty event or like any of their other sales sort of things. So I always pick some up if I'm running low during that time period. But like I said, I don't use them all the time. These are like special event sort of things for me. But I think they're great for your under eyes, and they're great if you have a special occasion. So these are my favorite under eye masks. Okay, and let's move back to, I think all I have left is like actual potted or squeezy tube face mask left. I'm going to talk about a couple high-end ones and then I'll go to cheaper ones. So the first one I love is the Origins Drink Up. I think they've changed the packaging since I bought this one. But also be careful because there's the Drink Up 10-minute mask and there's also the Out of Trouble 10-minute mask, and they look very similar. So just if you're looking for the moisturizing one, make sure make sure you're getting the right one. But this is it's kind of like a cream mask, and I just squeeze out a whole bunch, lather it all up over my face. I just leave it there it says 10 minutes. I leave it there for longer because it's just kind of creamy, and once you kind of blend it into your skin, it's not super noticeable, so it doesn't bother me to like walk around my house or do other things with it on. It's not like dripping or gross or anything, and I just let this soak into my skin, and when I wash it off, my skin feels so hydrated, and it's just a great first step if my skin, like I said, is feeling dry and gross. I just think it's a great way to kind of boost that moisture, and I like to use this during the day too, not just at night. Like sometimes, like my Hydro Boost gel mask, I only like to use at night because it's such a good serum. I don't want to like wash it off later in the day, whereas this I'll wash it off and then I can continue with my skincare, and I feel like it just added a little bit of extra moisture. It is an expensive mask. I think you probably find this in a cheaper version, but I don't know if you're going to find it better than this cheaper. It's a really great mask. I love it. I'm almost out of mine and I'm really sad because it means I have to buy a new one, but that's all right. I love this one. It's really good. So one of my other favorite high-end masks is this Michael Todd Pumpkin Moisturizing and Nourishing Face Mask. I think they still sell this at Ulta. I'm not sure though. But what's great about this is it's really a natural face mask. It's got pumpkin enzymes and other things like that. So it has like a natural form of glycolic acid. So it's not too harsh on your skin where when you're done it feels like stripped and like tight or anything, but you can definitely feel like a brightening and a moisturizing and kind of like a renewed feeling on your face. It's a great chemical exfoliant, and it's just really a great way to kind of boost your skin if you're feeling lackluster or dull. I definitely would be careful if you're using a retinol or other forms of AHAs or BHAs. Definitely be careful to not use this on one of those days or use this in place of your AHA or BHA because it does have glycolic acid in it, so you don't want to like do too much to your skin. So definitely just be careful of that, but it's a really good it's not organic, but it has really good ingredients, lots of natural stuff. It is on the more expensive side, but you don't need a lot to cover your face. And it's just a really nice face mask. I really like it. This isn't really high end. This is kind of like bridging the gap between high end and low end. Bliss is found in Target. So this is the Bliss Mighty Marshmallow Mask. I have the little baby size. Bliss is found in Target. You can find them in Ulta. They're not super expensive. I wouldn't call them drugstore prices, but they're definitely not like Origins or Michael Todd prices. Michael Todd, right? Yeah, Michael Todd. I thought it was Todd Michael. I don't know. Anyway, but I got this little baby size at Target for really cheap just to try it out because I was curious. And I'm so glad I did. It's a great little mask. It's this really fun pink color. I'm actually almost out. I probably have enough for I probably should just get rid of it to be honest. But it's a really nice, fun kind of texture. It's this whipped, like marshmallow texture, just like they call it. But it's a really fun, really great mask. It's great at hydrating the skin. It does claim to be brightening and radiance sort of mask, but I think maybe if you use this regularly, maybe you would see that effect. But for me, it's just like a fun mask. My skin feels good afterwards. There's like a little bit of extra brightness in my skin, but mostly it's really like well nourished and moisturized afterwards. I mean, if you're looking for something fun to do, this might be like a good thing to throw in like gift bags for a girl's party or something. But it's a good mask and I will definitely repurchase it. It's definitely one of my favorites for kind of that in-between price point if you're like wanting to dip your toe sort of towards the high end, but you're not like looking to go too crazy. Bliss is definitely a good way to go. They have a bunch of good masks. This just happens to be one of my favorites from their lines. So the last two things are definitely more drugstore price. They're really inexpensive and I love them. The first is the Skin Food Black Sugar Mask. So it's a wash-off mask. This is a Korean skincare brand. You can find them at Ulta. They have a bunch of good little potted masks that look like this. They have a rice one that I love. I don't have it currently. It's really hard to find. It's always sold out. That one's actually probably I love more than this one, and I'll link that one down below too. But this one is great too. So this one is a sugar scrub, and it kind of looks gross. Matt, my husband, always teases me that whenever I put this on, I look like I have some sort of poop on my face. It's not very nice, but it works really great. So what you do is you wet your face, and then you take a little bit of this, massage it with wet fingers, and put it on your face. And the sugar acts as an exfoliant. If you want a harsher exfoliant, don't put as much water. If you want less of an exfoliation, you put more water. I definitely recommend going towards the more water side because sugar can be too abrasive for your skin, so you definitely don't want to put this on your skin dry. You will get like micro tears and stuff in your skin. It's not a good situation. But this is great and it just gives you just enough exfoliation that like I come away and I always feel like my skin feels like a baby's bottom. It feels so good. So I will kind of massage this onto my face wet, and then I'll leave it for, I think it recommends you leave it for 10 to 15 minutes, yeah. I'll leave it on there for that amount of time, and then I kind of wet my fingers again and give it another quick exfoliation, a quick scrub as I'm kind of rinsing it off, and my skin just looks amazing afterwards. It always looks so good whenever I use this mask. I think this whole pot is $10, and I think this pot's lasted me quite a while, to be honest. I think one of the great things about this is it's not super expensive either. So if you're looking for like a fun mask that's going to do great things for your skin, this is a great way to go. Like I said, I'll link the rice one down too. That one's even more gentle of an exfoliator, and that one leaves your skin glowing and beautiful just as much. So I think they're both about $10, and they're great if you're looking for them. I know you can find this brand at Ulta. I'm sure you can find them other places too, but that's just where I find mine. All right, and then my last mask is this. I can never remember if it's Freeman or if it's Feeling Beautiful. What brand are you? I don't know. But anyway, this is their hydrating water gel mask, and it's cactus and cloudberry. I know they have other like scents of this mask, and this does have perfume in it, so I would be, if you're not good, if your skin doesn't do good with perfume, I would stay away from this. But this tube is so inexpensive. I want to say it's like $4 for this huge tube, and they last you forever. All their masks are pretty good. Some of them do make me break out a little bit, but most of them I had really good experiences with, and they come in a ton of different varieties. They just came out with sheet masks, which I loved. The one I tried, that sheet mask was great. But this is one of my favorites that I use a lot. So this is a leave-on mask, and it's an overnight, well, you don't have to use it overnight, that's just how I use it, but it's a water gel. And so what I'll do is I'll do my whole skincare routine, get everything on my face, and then I'll put this on top, a pretty, not a super thick layer, but thick enough that you can definitely like see it and feel it, and I let it absorb in, and then I just leave it overnight. And I wake up and it just gives me that extra boost of moisture that is just exactly what I need sometimes. You can tell there's a theme in my skincare and my masks. I look for things that are brightening and that are moisturizing. Apart from the Aztec Indian Healing Clay, that's what my skin usually needs, is brightening and moisturizing. So that's what I go for. But this one is a great overnight mask for really inexpensive. If you're kind of like trying to figure out what these overnight mask things are and like what to do with them, this might be a great place to start because it's so inexpensive. But it just gives me that extra boost of moisture that I'm looking for, and it smells really good, and I'm sure that's from the perfume, which is not super great for your skin, but I never have an issue for it. This just kind of helps lock in all of my skincare and just gives me that extra boost of moisture that I'm looking for. So I definitely love this one. So that is my top 10 favorite face masks. I feel like I was talking really fast because I could go on and on and on forever about face masks. I love them. But I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you found a face mask that maybe you want to try, or you thought, hey, that's my favorite too. If you did, please leave a comment down below and let us know. Let me and everyone else know what your favorites are too. I'm always looking for new masks. So if you have any recommendations, please tell me. Please. Okay, thanks. And I think that's it for this video. So I will see you in my next adventure. Bye.